In today's lesson, we will discuss the volumes of cubes and rectangular prisms. The goal of this lesson will be to explain how to solve word problems involving the volumes of cubes and rectangular prisms. Three-dimensional figures have volume. Volume is the amount of space an object occupies. Some three-dimensional objects are solid, while others are hollow. Hollow objects can hold a certain amount of material, and the volume of an object reveals this amount. Different figures have different volume formulas. This means the volume formulas for pyramids, spheres, and other three-dimensional figures vary. The volume formula for rectangular prisms is volume equals length times width times height. The volume formula for cubes is volume equals length cubed. Some word problems can be solved by finding the volumes of cubes or rectangular prisms. Let's go over a few examples. A cereal box is 12 inches tall, 8 inches wide, and 2 inches long. What is the volume of the cereal box? To find the volume, start with the volume formula for a rectangular prism, which is volume equals length times width times height. Now, find all the necessary dimensions and plug them into the formula. The length is 2 inches, the width is 8 inches, and the height is 12 inches. And since 2 times 8 times 12 equals 192, the volume of the cereal box is 192 cubic inches. Now let's try another problem. An ice cube has a side length of 1.3 inches. What is the volume of the ice cube? To find the volume, start with the volume formula for a cube, which is volume equals length cubed. Now, find the length of a side of the cube and insert that value into the formula. The problem states that the ice cube is 1.3 inches long, and since 1.3 cubed is 2.197, the volume of the cube is 2.197 cubic inches. Now let's try one more problem. A box has a volume of 240 cubic inches. If the box has a length of 8 inches and a height of 6 inches, what is the width of the box? What the problem is asking for is a missing dimension from a rectangular prism with a volume of 240 cubic inches. The problem does not state that the box is a rectangular prism, but this can be determined based on its description as a box with differing dimensions for its length and height, which indicate that the box is not a cube. With this information, the problem can be solved by inserting known values into the volume formula for rectangular prisms, which is volume equals length times width times height. That gives us 240 equals 8 times W times 6, with W being the unknown width. Isolate W by dividing. By dividing 6 on both sides, we would get 240 divided by 6 equals 8W. This simplifies to 40 equals 8W. And then, by dividing 8 on both sides, we would get 40 divided by 8 equals W. This simplifies to 5 equals W. So the width of the box is 5 inches. So, the goal of this lesson was to explain how to solve word problems involving the volumes of cubes and rectangular prisms. Volume is the space a three-dimensional object occupies. Volume also refers to the amount of material a container can hold. There are different volume formulas for different figures. The volume formula for a rectangular prism is volume equals length times width times height. The volume formula for a cube is volume equals length cubed. If a word problem asks for the volume of a figure, first determine what the figure is, and then use the appropriate volume formula for the figure. For more information on this topic, contact your teacher.